I'm super honored and pleased to have these two amazing guys. We have Ed Stulak, right? Yep. And we have, dude, why am I blank? Drew. What? Okay.
Drew Thompson.
Yeah, Drew Thompson.
Drew Thompson. I can't forget that name now. I've seen it so many times recently.
Super amazing coach and realtor, right? I mean, what else? Do you guys do anything else besides coaching and realting?
Dad,
Father.
he's a content creator.
Content creator.
Huge content
social
creator.
media.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Now an author, I can now say that.
now an author. Dude, how long
100%.
did it take you to write this thing?
3 years probably.
Yeah?
Plus.
Like actually writing or just coming up with the ideas in your head?
All writing, coming up with ideas, voice notes. Man, I went to ChatGPT once because I couldn't think of a way to say this one sentence. I'm like, my editor's not texting me right now. My coach is not answering the phone. I'm like, who the hell else do I go to? I'm like, ChatGPT. I don't want to write anything ChatGPT in this book, but
This guy loves ChatGPT.
I mean, it's what I talk about all the
what
time.
we're gonna be
right?
talking about. Yeah, no. So, but it took me 3 years to put all my thoughts and my experiences, my practices, my strategies, all into that, and continue inspiring the entrepreneurial world.
I love that. That's awesome.
I just want to start with this, right? I love the title.
Yes.
So I did 6 coaching sessions today. And by the way, dude, I've been pushing your book on every single session. So I'm on this session, and I'm talking to one of these agents I coach, and I said to her, I'm like, hey, you've got to get this book. And she's like, oh, it's Stulak. Yeah, I know who that is. And then I'm like, you exude this like genuine authenticity of caring about the other person. Just being in the room. And she's like, well, then it's not a big deal if you expose yourself. If you expose yourself and you are that kind of person, then it is a good thing to expose yourself. So kudos to you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love that. So I mean, like let's start from the beginning. Let's start with Drew, and then we'll work to Ed. How do we, for someone like completely starting out, maybe they just got their license, or like they're just like, how does one? And you guys are both in the social media space, so you can talk on like the value that it provides to people. How can they use that, or how did they start becoming an online force or an online presence, or how do they make that name for themselves?
Simple. Tell your story. That's it. Like the thing is, people, especially people that I coach, and it took me a while to learn this, right? Because my background, right? I was a childhood actor. I was on daytime television for a number of years. And I went that whole route, right? Went to grad school where everything is super theatrical, which is okay, right? But then the part about your story that makes you human is what other humans want to lean into. So it took me a long time to figure this out and to really be okay with it. That everything I was doing at NYU, at Tisch, in grad school was figuring out how to take my human experience and put it into a way that other people can see, whether that's through a character or whether that's just through being yourself on TV or on social. But be yourself.
Characters are cool, like, because I feel like it's a facade, and I don't know if it's authentic or genuine.
I'd love to know your take on this. I think Ryan Serhant plays a character 95% of the time, and I think it's okay. Ryan Serhant with his wife is Ryan Serhant at 0 or maybe 5 or 10%. But then when he's on camera, he's Ryan Serhant. Like, check this out, guys. Because people like to see that. And I think that stems from, again, I'm on a soapbox right now, but I think that stems from the fact that people want to see other people living a hyped up version of their life because it gives them a chance to not look at some of their own shortcomings in their life. Hence why we have social media. Hence why we have entertainment. Make sense?
Yeah.
Totally. The flaws are, imperfect, but they're perfect at the same time. And not a lot of people like to show their imperfections. And I don't think TV really shows imperfections too much. And then when someone is vulnerable on social media, it's just like it's an outlet for others to showcase those imperfections sometimes. But a lot of people like to show the perfections because, look, I'm preaching myself. I'm amazing. I'm this.
I'm a great realtor. Look at me.
Great,
Yeah.
which is good, and we relate to that. But also, those people that do become vulnerable for a second and showcase their imperfections, I feel like there's a lot of people out there that relate to that even more. So when you mess up, talk about it. Showcase that. But I don't think a lot of people like the celebrities on TV showcase that too often because this is what the numbers are going to come in at if you showcase this type of personality. Be a jerk on TV. This show. Be this person then. Be that person then. Even though they're not that, sometimes, right? They have to show it because the numbers and the ratings will go up. And I don't know.
100%.
So I think the vulnerable aspect of a personal brand, a character, is important to showcase sometimes. Mess up, it's okay. You know?
You're human, right?
Yeah,
And it's the human existence that brings us together. Have you ever seen Glinda Baker's video, I Sold the Wrong House? She fucked up. Wait, can we curse on? Can we curse? All right.
Yeah, this is-
Yeah, she fucked up.
Wait. Please explain the story. I'm lost a little bit.
You know the story?
Yeah.
So she
The
sold
house
the
across
wrong
the
house.
street.
Yeah. And then she starts it. She's like, one day I sold the wrong house. Where she's like, I sold the house across the street. And she walks through this whole story about how it happened. But she takes you through the journey of selling the wrong house.
Is that real or was that
Yeah,
just like
it's real.
From
From what she says.
we think it is.
But she tells you the story, and it's like, wow. Now, some agents would go, I would never tell someone that I sold the wrong house. But she does, because people call her and go, holy shit, can you sell my house right now?
It's a
'Cause it's
viral
human.
story. It's something that, listen, doesn't happen every day. You know, like, for example, there's one story that I have not mentioned yet to the public in a sense. I posted it maybe once or twice in that day. And that was my, a big listing that I have, 180 unit building, 2 apartment complexes. One day I got a phone call that it's on fire. The building's on fire. Yeah, literally, my
No
jaw
shit.
dropped. Like, no way. Like fire, like a little fire, like a bush fire.
Right.
Well, I saw the smoke from 3 miles away. It was no bush fire. So I got there, and the whole building just completely on fire. Like big 4-story, tall
No
building.
shit.
Fire departments and all that stuff. Like, point being though, like that was a big, crazy story that
Yeah.
doesn't happen every day. Selling the wrong house doesn't happen every day. But when you talk about it, it makes people's jaw drops, just like mine did that day. And talk about like me losing 88 units in one day, listings, right? Those 88 listings just
insane.
gone. My oh man, the list goes on. It was a
What'd
rough
you do?
story. From playing PR to playing listing agent to playing property manager to playing leasing manager to playing therapist and HR to answering again PR. I had ABC, CBS, all those just calling my number because I was the only number listed on any advertisement online. And they were like, oh my God, tell us about the building. And I'm like, I don't have time. I have clients and tenants that are running outside. They were freaking out. They're like, we want to move out. And I'm like, I have leases that are coming in, applications that are coming in. They're like, we want to pause. We want to take it out. I'm like, yo, I don't know what to do first.
Can we vibe on this for a second? Because I think
Please,
this is such a good point. What do you do when shit hits the fan, right? Tyler yesterday talked about Tyler Hassman, amazing creator. You got to
Such a
look him
good
up. He's
guy,
phenomenal,
Hassman.
right?
Yeah, he has like a big round hat.
That's his
fedora.
thing. That's his brand,
Fedora? I think I know who you're talking
right?
about.
But what do you do when shit hits the fan? And he talked about being in Costa Rica, right? Losing his hotel, losing all of that revenue that was coming into riding a bike. It's how we deal with that adversity. What did you do? Like, can you walk us through? Do you mind?
No,
Like,
sure.
can you walk us through what was that mental process? What's that loop that you kept telling yourself? How'd you get out of it? And how'd you push forward?
Yeah, a lot of people. Okay, so the whole diamond in the rough, or not diamond in the rough. Diamonds are made under pressure.
Yeah.
So I definitely believe that is how I've created my whole career. That book, my course that I have on my real estate, my team. I don't even know. Under pressure. I love doing things last minute. I don't know why, but I feel like that's when beautiful things happen in my life. I don't know about others, but
What does that mean though? Under pressure. So are you saying that you were about to be evicted? Like what is that under pressure though? Is it pressure you put on yourself?
it
I
was
hope you're cool with
pressure
us jagging
from
with this.
No, this is what I want, and also like just because I'm curious for myself,
yeah.
is it like a lack of experience that you're now jumping into something new?
Yeah. Well, honestly, from both angles here, being you, never doing such a development like that before, and then having my clients who were the developers of the building calling me up, on my ass, like, hey, what's going on? What's happening right now? What are we going to do? Having all these different people calling me, having clients and tenants, and like everyone was hitting me from different angles with different objectives and tasks, and that was all happening within an hour. Which usually that type of workload I do, maybe in a month. That happened in 1 hour. Of me being HR and therapist, I had clients crying on the phone. I had all these, channels calling me about the fire. I had fire departments. The town mayor was there. Like everything was happening all in one, and everyone was looking at me for answers because I was the guy in the suit that day. Of, oh, you're the leasing manager. You know what's happening here. What do we do? So that is one angle of being under pressure. I've never dealt with this before. What do I do first? I don't know. I just went off of logic at the very moment. Like, okay, what would a guy like Brian Serhan do?
Yeah.
What would a guy like this person, or what would a gal like her? She's a boss. Like, so I tried to put myself in those positions, and I didn't have the answers. So I just worked off of logic. But what logic am I supposed to work off of when I've never done it before? So that pressure was a lot. You know?
What'd you
Yeah.
do though?
Yeah.
Like how'd you do it?
I called my aunt right away. She is I don't have siblings, so I'm only child. So I called her. She was my next best resource.
Okay.
I called her. I said, hey, I don't have time to explain. The building is on fire. She knew about the project at that time. So I said, the building is on fire. I need you to write me a caption that I can put on social media explaining everything's going to be okay. We're okay. But I can't speak English right now because I have so much going on. Please write it for me. I don't have time to sit down and write a pretty caption. Hey guys, sorry for this. No. Like, make a caption that is going to calm the people down that are living in the building, going to calm people down that are interested in living in the building, going to calm down the town, the residents around. How are we going to, like, write that?
ChatGPT.
Right?
It didn't exist back
Claude.
then.
Yeah.
That was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It didn't exist just yet. So we were like, what do you do? Anyway, I put that task on her. People were calling me. I just, I kept answering the phone. So I was trying to calm everyone down. It took me about a solid week to kind of backtrack and like settle down and understand how do we move forward from here. So I don't even have an answer, to be honest, because I felt like I was in a weird nightmare that day. I just did whatever had to be done.
But
So
it sounds like you were able to say, okay, holy shit, what's happening?
Yeah.
First call, I'm going to call someone I trust and just say, hey, listen, I need help. Do this for me. So you leveraged a resource that was right there for you.
leverage resources.
And then you used your gut to just get you through. But your idea, and actually, dude, this ties into your book a lot, branding, right?
Yeah.
Your brand is the most important thing that was bringing in more residents into that building, yes?
Yeah, but a big part of it was sure.
And you knew the first thing you had to do was control perception of your brand. Crisis communications.
And the building itself, that building had a brand that I had
Correct.
to build for it too. So it was like trying to make sure that, figuratively and literally speaking, the fire was going to be put out in the right way.
Yeah.
For the brand, like I can't come off as, oh, look at this agent, he has projects, they're a shit show. Look at the project that he represents, that development, that's a shit show. Like, I couldn't do that. So I had to make sure that everything looked like, oh, Ed has got it under control. So now I guess my advice to this is you don't go into a surgery with the doctor saying, holy shit, oh my God, there's too much blood. I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out. Oh my God. Yo, you're the surgeon. You figure this out now. You go into the room where all the family is waiting for answers, and you go back to them. Hey guys, so here's the solution to the problem.
Right.
We're gonna go ahead and do this, do that, because we found out that this problem was a problem. Like, you don't go in there and saying, yo, sorry, but they're not in good position. So like, what do you want to do? I don't know. That's such a bad.
They may
image.
die, by the way. They're on the table, and there's a whole lot of blood.
I don't know what to do.
But you
so.
come in with the solution.
Have to.
Like, I think that's huge.
My question is, do you think that's teachable to anyone? Because I don't think everyone has. With you
Good
guys, it
question.
seems like it's innate. It's naturally flows out of you guys. I don't think everybody has that. Do you think that's something that's able to replicate or duplicate into other people?
To teach, I think no.
I'm half and half.
Because you're a coach.
I am. I'm half and half. I want to know why you say no. So you're saying no, you don't think it's teachable.
I don't think it's teachable just because not everyone has it in them to be independent, self-reliable, not lean on someone at all times. There are some people that you can hold their hand, like a coach. I have a coach for 7 years now, Kim Johnson. Love her to death. She helped me write this thing. Like, without her, I wouldn't be where I am. So there's a coachability aspect, which I know you can agree with this
Yep,
part.
100%.
Not everyone is coachable. And if they're not coachable, how are you supposed to teach them? And I believe in this world, not everyone is coachable.
I agree.
You could tell them, hey, do this, do that. They will not do it.
Horse and water.
Yeah. The horse, like, you're not going to get them to all of a sudden, you know what, you're right. I should be more approachable to what you're telling me to do. No,
Right.
Some people's ego, some people's
Stubborn.
No, I know what to do. I'm good.
Yeah.
I know it better than you. You can't teach that. Sorry to say, but that's the truth. So that's my perception.
No, and listen, I agree with it because I have a lot of people that aren't coachable that continue to want to coach, which is just kind of like running your head into a wall.
What do you tell them?
The same thing every
Let's
single
say the
week.
same thing.
Oh, but you don't tell them like you're not coachable right now. You need to change your perspective.
Kind of yes and no. Like, listen, why didn't you do the thing to have the power? And they're like, I just got tied up. Are you making excuses or are you actually doing it? Like one of the things that I lean into in my coaching is really drawing from organizational psychology, right? And training there of actually, why didn't you do the thing? Like we can talk about the tactic all day, but if we don't identify the root cause into why you didn't do the thing, then we're just going to keep spinning this wheel over and over and over again. You're going to keep wasting your money. Well, I mean, listen, I'm happy to take it, but at the end of the day, it's not doing you any service. To your point, and what I heard you say, and I agree with a lot, is you cannot teach that type of grit, right? That type of grittiness, which grittiness is instincts. The instinct of saying, I'm going to figure this out no matter what. That's it, period. No one's going to help me. You know what? I'm going to fuck up. I'm going to fuck up a lot. And when I do, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do it again. And guess what? I may fuck up again. Because then I'm going to do it again. And I did it right.
Not everyone's okay with that. Some people mess up once, twice, and they say, this isn't for me. Mess up 4 more times, and then maybe start to format your own opinion.
Oh my gosh.
Because if you do it multiple times, then you're just not good at what you're doing.
So this is funny you said that. My undergrad degree was in percussion, right? Drums were my thing. Okay. I remember when I was in high school, the instructor had me play a drum solo and then stopped the band when they started playing in front of everybody. And then looked, he's like, it's too fast, do it again. I remember I finished it and I walked out and I threw my sticks and I'm like, I'm done. Looked up in front of everyone, I'm done. And in that moment, I was done. And to your point, so many people get to that moment and go, I'm done. I lost a listing. That social media post, Mike from high school made fun of me. Fuck Mike. Okay. Mike works at Total Wine on Route 73.
Sorry, Mike.
He's a douchebag.
I'm
okay.
Mike.
No, not you, Mike. Mike goes, oh shit. Not this Mike. I'm talking about another Mike. I'm not going to say his last name. God forbid he watches this, but he does work at Total Wine on Route 73.
This is an actual person.
Yeah, and he peaked in high school. He's a douchebag. Okay. My point is though, if Mike is going to get out there and make fun of you for doing something, and then somebody quits because of it, right? Yesterday we heard Bob Tompkins. Yeah. Great opening keynote, man, about shooting your shot. Right? He's like, who is it? Steph Curry. Steph Curry will always throw the ball in at halftime. You know why? Because he's got a shooter's mentality. The ball's going to go in the hoop. So if you have that mentality, yeah, you might miss. Doesn't matter. The next one's going to go in. Like, how powerful is that if you have that every single day?
Okay. So, like, to your point, yes, that's so important. And I do think that grit factor is teachable once we're able to break down those barriers of like the ego or like whatever. I guess, is it like, have you guys seen it in real life where like, okay, like this is a process, or is just like some people are just not gonna there's just no hope?
What do you mean?
Like, there's just no hope for them to, like, lose the ego? Or, like, is there ever a chance that you, like, I guess my thing is, like, I like thinking about processes, right? Like, is there anything we can do to, like, show people? Because, like, for example, and the reason I'm asking this is because I work with a lot of realtors, right? And a lot of them are a little on the older side or they're brand new, right?
Okay.
And so like my thing is like I'm essentially taking what I'm learning from this conversation and trying to apply it to myself and how I show them. And so like, how do I get an older person or a new person to like let go of their preconceived notions or like their you can't teach an old dog new tricks, to like go on social media and tell their story? Like how do you break into someone's subconscious so deep that you can take away the things that are limiting their growth?
I'll give the Ed Stulak answer because I think every Drew Thompson answer might be different than a Gary Vaynerchuk answer. I think everyone's going to have some different twist to this. My answer is that you're not really the one to decide if they're going to receive the information. Who's to say that you give me advice and I'm going to take it? What if I need to hear advice you're giving me, but I need to hear from a guy like Drew instead? It's like the whole parental aspect. My parents told me so many times, don't do this, don't do that. And I'm like, screw it. Let me just do it. And then my best friend's parents tell me the same thing. And I'm like, they're right. And then my mom was like, I fucking told you that. I'm like, yeah, but, I don't know why it's like that. But that aspect of, well, okay, Drew is going to coach someone, but who's to say that Drew is the best coach for that person. Sure, you can run through disc tests and this and that and try to just because we're boys doesn't mean like we're now going to be the bestest of coach and student for one another. So I don't know I don't think you are to say that person is going to be affected or influenced by you specifically. That's for them and their character to either take it in or not. So you can give the best advice in the world, but I don't think everyone will take it. You know, I don't know. That's just my answer, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's a good way to look at it, right? Because you can say something. Well, here's the thing, right? So the two agents that I brought in yesterday, they're sitting there going, Drew, you've said these things, right? Over the last 2 years, you've said these things. But then hearing you say something, hearing Tyler say something, they go, wow, it really is.
Exactly.
I'm just like, well, you see, come on, I've been doing this for the past 24 months.
That's what I mean.
And you're just now listening. Yeah.
You know?
So I get it 100%. I look at it from another angle. And it has nothing to do with, let me think about the right way to say this. It has nothing to do with like you actually looking at what the audience thinks of what you're saying. But if I heard your question correctly, it's how do we get the realtor to think I don't have to be polished? I can tell my story, right? How do you get them to sit in this chair or this chair?
Or feel vulnerable too.
And to feel vulnerable, right? And tell their story. Okay, so I spent some time working at a video production agency before I bought and sold mine. Well, before I built and sold mine, right? And I watched this guy, John Andres, right? And I don't know, he's probably not gonna watch this, but John was this masterful director who could sit there in front of Mike Bloomberg, in front of the CEO of Amex, and he could have them tell their story from such a vulnerable place. The first thing he always did was he would just start, let's just talk about the kids. Let's talk about your family. Let's find a relatability point so that you see that you and I were on the same team, right? And I'm relating this to you because like this is what you're going to be doing.
It's kind of like that book that you referred me to too.
Which
Super
one?
Communicators.
Yo, it's such a good book.
Such a
Have
good
you read
book.
that book?
Oh my
I
god.
heard
It's
it.
by Charles Duhigg. It's amazing.
Okay.
So he was a recruiter for the CIA.
Ooh,
And he found out the one thing that made him different and made him like successful was being able to be a super communicator, to reciprocate empathy, right? To label conversations and to show that you care within a matter of seconds. Isn't that cool? Kind of what you do
Showing
instinctually.
Well, because I learned it from How to Win Friends and Influence People,
Great
chapter
book.
5, showing
Great
genuine
book.
interest.
Did you just pull out the exact chapter?
Oh, yeah.
What page?
I
No, I'm
don't
just
know.
I'm messing with you.
Damn it,
37.
no, but I'm pretty. For the longest time, I'm like chapter 4, and then I'm like, oh shit, it was chapter
Chapter
5. I'm pretty sure it was chapter 5. I might be wrong, but anywho, showing genuine interest. You know, if I
Yeah.
show genuine interest to you, like, dude, your shoes are sick, and I never met you before. Like, oh, he liked my shoes. He acknowledged me. That's cool, dude. I love your glasses, dude. You got a whole vibe. Like, you got good energy, Mike. Like all of a sudden,
Thanks,
you're
man.
like, dude,
Yeah, I love this guy.
right? If you show that genuine interest, but you mean it, and don't just
100%.
fake it,
Right.
You all of a sudden get into their, I don't know, I guess you like break down the barrier a little bit.
Yeah.
Of trying to build that trust now. Like, hey, we're gonna be good friends. It took a few seconds with Drew
Like
to do that.
seriously, we just met each other maybe 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
If that.
for the first time ever.
No way.
Yeah.
Do you see, like
Yeah.
this is like I feel we're like brothers at this point.
I
It's
love that.
So here's something that I've been doing that just works so well. So they had me out in Chicago. They had me in multiple places, and I was in Chicago meeting with one of the senior executives. Now I walked into the steakhouse and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start talking about this. No, we're gonna talk about this. Low in my head, but then all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna do what I tell everyone else to do. So he sits down, right? And the first thing I do, I come in and I'm stumbling almost on purpose just to show a little bit of authenticity, and it was authentic. Thank you. And I said, like, pretend to him, like, Ed, listen, man, I just have to ask this question. I coach this all the time. What's one thing you can't stop talking about and it has nothing to do with work?
hockey.
Hockey. Go Rangers.
Let's go.
Are you a Rangers fan?
I'm a Devils fan, but for now, let's go.
Oh,
They won last night.
oh. But you see this?
Yeah.
Like from that second. Like if I asked you, your kids,
Yeah.
right?
Kids.
Sorry,
Yeah.
right. Your kids. But it's going to be really authentic. So I ask him, and what does he go?
That's a good question.
He goes,
I like that.
my boy's playing water polo. Ooh. So then I Chris Voss, Tactical Mirror, water polo? But that came out from such a real authentic place because I'm like, who plays water polo? But now we're in conversation about that. And what this did was it shaped such this empathy that was being reciprocated from both sides. We talked about our kids, then we talked about how we see the industry, then we talked about everything. All from one simple question. What's one thing you can't stop talking about? And it cannot be work.
It's a great question.
And if you stumble in the beginning, if you want to use tactical stumbling, which is what I call it, hey, I'm so sorry. This is going to be a really weird question, Mike, but I love just starting out this way. What's one thing you can't stop talking about? It's fine.
It's kind of like first dating questions. It's like 21 questions essentially, but like that's just a really good question.
One that just hooks it like straight into a good relationship.
We're in such a new era of life now, business, personal, friendships.
Yeah.
The list goes on, where things have tweaked a little bit. Things have tweaked. It's no more of the old fundamental ways of trying to, the yellow pages, that is gone. Okay? It's gone. We have new ways. But so has the psychological, conversational aspect. That's evolved as well. Like if, for example, I haven't spoken to you, Mike, in long time, okay? And all of a sudden it's been, call it 5 months, and I hit you with, yo, what's up, man? How's life been? I mean, if we're like business to business or, whatever that might be, you can smell something coming right after that text.
Yeah.
Ask.
Yeah.
Where as opposed to years ago, that was like a normal thing, and coaches taught us that.
Great
Hey,
point.
you have
Was
to
it a
follow
normal
up, and
Yeah,
I would
had
say,
to do it a
I would
couple years
say
ago.
so.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think a follow up with just like that's what they coached us and taught us is normal conversational pieces of life is follow up and circle back and all that stuff. Even when I text a client saying, "Hey, I'm following up," disgusting. I hate it.
Who wants to be followed up on?
I hate it. I like it feels weird, but I'm like that's exactly what I have to do.
Do you find any words to like not
Yes.
say follow
So
up?
now instead,
Ready?
I
Go.
like this. I like this. So I say, "How can I help you today?"
Ooh.
Wait. You're initiating the conversation?
Yes. I
you're
do not
saying
ask anything else or say anything else. I say, "Hey, Mike, how can I help you today?"
What if they're like, dude, I wasn't even expecting your text.
Then what do you say?
Dude, I'm just reaching out. I'm trying to provide value in any way I possibly can to the people that I love. I don't know. I feel like
But like the thing is, I've heard that line from a lot of people, but now I hear you say it, and because I
sounds
know
genuine.
who you are, it really comes through from a genuine place.
Right.
And can we just acknowledge his suit? Right? You know what it says?
Yeah.
work hard, be kind.
Work hard, be kind.
That's it.
You exude that.
Thank you.
Can I go a different route,
Yeah, please.
dude? Mike, what's going on? What's been keeping you busy?
Work.
Work, dude. Tell me more.
So just okay.
Because what I'm doing is I'm going to use the norm of reciprocity in my favor. Now, this is tactical.
Yes.
But it's also because I care, right? You tell me, dude, what's been keeping you busy? And you're like, oh, my kids, work. We got these 4 new studios. We're going to be building like sets that are movable. I'm going to be like, that's awesome. Are you leasing it out to like other creators? Like, what are you doing? Are you only working with realtors? You're going to tell me all this stuff. And then what are you going to do once you finish telling me all this stuff? What are you going to do?
Reciprocate it. So like,
Boom.
Hit him right
Drew,
back.
what's been keeping you busy? Now I'm going to be like, well, my kids. I got 3 of them, 4, 3, and 8 months. It's bananas. But then I've got this one deal I'm working on at 15 Banana Way. And like the sellers are looking to move. I've helped them out. I got 4 more deals right now. Things are just absolutely crazy because the market is on fire. Or I'm going to think about what I'm going to say before I say it, but I'm going to talk about real estate. Because now if I've done it correctly, I've given you conversational hooks that you now can come in, and what might you do?
start asking questions. And
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, I've just asked you if you're looking to buy or sell without ever having to say the words, do you look to buy or sell?
Which is essentially soft selling, right?
I'm having a conversation, yeah.
It's selling. I like to say selling without selling. You know,
Yeah.
And that's the evolved
I
approach
love
I
today.
can't believe you
Topic, by
told
the
him.
way.
That's
Good.
that's the title of our next book, Selling Without Selling.
Wait, actually,
Now it is. I didn't know I was working on a sequel already.
Second, what's your follow-up, man? You got to get the second one going. Why you got the first one?
That's it.
Actually, that'd be a great idea. For
Okay,
a book. Selling Without Selling. I like that idea.
Okay, you
Yeah.
down?
Yeah. Oh, I'm all in. Let's do it.
Mike,
I love it.
you wanna
I just want the photo cred for the back picture. That's all I want.
done.
Yeah.
I must say, and to spice up even more onto your topic, spice it up even more, is I do what you just said, or what I even said, and I throw it in a video message. So what I like to do with clients.
I love it. I could pull up our chat, our videos, or just send videos back and forth with
That's
each other.
right. We
How?
send video each
Is
other.
it through text or is it through social?
Text.
DM, it doesn't matter. I love the videos that you send me. You are
Dude,
so
same
freaking
here.
authentic.
I love it.
I'm like, this is so fun.
The first time I sent you one, though, I'm like, all right, I don't know how it's going to take this, but I don't care. I'm going to shoot my shot, and I'm just going to do it.
Yeah,
That's it.
And that's what it was. And you sent the video, and then you sent another one, and then you sent another in your car with your kids in the back, and like you acknowledged them, and it was like, this guy's legit. He's real. He's in the moment.
real.
He's not filtering this. Anyway, and because of that, what you showed me in a video when you reached out to me and followed up, it showed that Drew is reaching out in a vulnerable stage. He doesn't have time. I see that he doesn't have time yet. He's showing that he will go the extra mile to show me that he has time for me. And also, it's showing me a little bit of your personal brand. Like, there's too many things. I don't have enough fingers to what you showed me in that.
I love that.
And on top of that, if I were to say the last things, you showed me your personality, your voice, and emotion, and all that, which a text message cannot comprehend.
No.
You can say, "Hey, how can I help you today, Mike?" But you could take that as, "Yo, how can I help you today?" Or, "How can I help you today?" Or, "Dude, how can I help you today?" You don't know which emotion I'm hitting you that question with.
Yeah.
Why not do it in a video? So I'll say, "Yo, Mike, what's going, dude? I saw that you were doing a podcast with Drew, the other dude. I was just reaching out. What can I do for you today? Like, how can I help you? Tell me, talk to me, shoot me a message." I'm sorry, text message is not going to capture that.
Nope.
That's so interesting because I'm so in. Oh yeah, we're getting BTS by the way, but I love video, right? Like video is obviously my thing.
Yeah.
I just never thought of incorporating it in through text message.
Oh, dude.
because it's for me it was like too personal. It was like not a safe space to like throw it in. But you guys, it seems like it's totally cool.
One thing I've learned, and that I love this, right? So you watch Super Bowl commercials, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, you never notice it. Count the number of times, the number of seconds between something changing, right? So you have something, whether it's a shot, a graphic, an animation, a camera angle, etc. Everything changes every 3 minutes, every 3 seconds, excuse me, 3 to 5, right?
Yeah.
Then they use different things like a swipe pan or whatever as a quick pattern interrupt.
Yeah.
So incorporate those in your videos. If you notice, I do it every time I send you a video, right? So it's just holding up the camera right here, hit record. Yo, what's going on? Just a quick pan up to the face or a whip to the side. Now, why do I do that? Because if I'm sending out this message to a random person, what that's done instantly, it's made their mind fire and they're like, what's going on? Oh, it's Drew. So I've pattern interrupt what they're thinking, they watch, and now they're like shock and awe. It's very shock and awe. And no one else is doing this, Mike.
Yeah.
Nobody else is doing this. And the realtors that say they're doing it will do it once or twice, and they'll be, I'm just going to send an email.
Yeah.
I'm just going to write them a letter. You know what? That's it. You know what? My company offers postcards. I'm going to have them create them that say, listen, I am a platinum realtor. Do you know no one knows what a fucking platinum realtor is?
Do you know
what does it mean? You wear jewelry that's platinum? Like, I'm on this soapbox for years.
Did you know that they did a test? They sent that. I think they asked 1,000 people what a lender is. Do you know how many people knew what a lender is?
No.
Guess. Take a guess. How many people out of the 1,000 people knew what the word lender means?
10%.
I was gonna say 20.
0.
What?
How's that even possible?
I don't know. Ask the people that made the experiment. I don't know. I wasn't the one, but I heard it 3 times now.
That hurts to hear.
No one, a lender, what's a lender? And the fact that we're out there preaching, oh, talk to my lender, do a platinum realtor, to your point, that's funny. Just talk to them like they're normal. Talk to them like they've never heard real estate. Talk to them like they are a client that is not in real estate, selling real estate every day. They don't do this, you do. Like, don't talk to them like they know what you're talking about. Just because they bought 3 houses or never a house before doesn't mean that they know.
Here's a fun exercise you can do.
Hit me.
It's so much fun. Go into chat, right? Or go into Claude or any of these other ones, right? And say to it, hey, listen, I'm going to give you a list of all of the words that I say or realtors say. Days on market, absorption report, list pendants, you name it, inspection report. I want you to tell me how to say these in a different way that makes it super understandable for anybody.
Like second grade
And
level.
so what it's going to
like
do, right?
fifth
So
grade, yeah.
I did it once. Inspection report came back as, this is a health checkup. Similar to when you go to the doctors and you get your physical. Well, that's what we're doing here. We're having a physical on the house.
love that.
You know what? Consumers understand that.
Yeah.
So much more than they understand. We're going to an inspection. We're going to do a septic and an oil tank. What's a septic?
Yeah.
Right?
It's like, you don't want to know.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so good, and I'm glad that you're saying that. And that's what I mean, that we have evolved as humans to a point where there's so much going on now that our attention span, to go off of your 3 to 5 second, constant pattern interrupts, is important. This is why Instagram and social media is so constantly being scrolled through so fast. because I just want the next piece of content. I need the next one. Oh, there's Drew. Oh, there's
Quick
Mike. Oh,
hit,
there's
the
Ed. Oh,
quick
there's
hit.
Mike. Oh, like next one.
Yeah.
And it's so quick in the motion. So when you send a video or a long text message or an email, I feel like it just gets neglected, and all that time and love and energy that you put into it all of a sudden gets thrown out the window because that other person on the other side has a lot more content to scroll through, work and child, this and life partner and they have so much on the other end. So don't assume that they need your 14-page market update on social media. They don't care necessarily. But if you give it to them in a quick, digestible, easy, bite-sized piece of content, which I do with my clients. So going back to the whole follow-up conversation, if we can for a second. Last time I followed up with a client, his name is Ray. I texted Ray a video of me. But first I edited the video. By the way, I was at the mechanic waiting for my oil to be changed. And I'm like, I have time. So I'm in the chair and I film a video. I'm like, hey Ray, what's going on? Just wanted to get back in touch with you. I know you were interested in the Marlboro area. So listen, here's what's going on. And then I explained what's going on. And then afterwards I said, Ray, if you need anything else, let me know. And I stopped the video. I put it into CapCut. I put cool font and all that stuff. And the first thing that said was, hey, Ray. Right? So now he sees this video was just for me and me only. No one else. I can't send this to Mark now, right? I can't send this to Debbie. I got to send this to fucking Ray. So now Ray sees this video. And all of a sudden, it's like fonts and scripts and this and that and cuts. And I did cuts, right?
Yep.
So it went from me talking like this, and all of a sudden I'm talking here and pointing and font.
Yes.
The point being, though, I went so above and beyond to follow up with my client and give him an update that is only for him and tailored to him like a good suit.
Yeah.
That it made him respond immediately. Like, he cannot ignore that. I'm sorry.
No.
He can't just say, oh, screw this guy. Like, he's going to say, oh, thank you, or acknowledge it. So.
My next question then, because
sure.
I
By the way,
love,
dude, I love that, man.
Off on a
I
tangent.
absolutely love that. But how is that scalable? How can
So-
you do that at scale?
All right, so here's where AI comes in, and I think people are using it. Look, you give marketers any tool, and they'll fuck it up, right? Marketers will take any tool,
marketers.
and they'll say, oh my God, how can you use this to make more money? Tom's shoes, right? Or is it Tom's, where you buy a pair and they give a pair, and then every single company out there said, oh my God, let's use this reciprocity. Let's do this. And they messed it up, right? AI tools are the same way. You've got things like 11 Labs now, which will clone your voice. You've got ones who will create avatars for you. Why am I blanking on the name of this? But there is an AI tool that is out there where I can take one video, it might be 11 Labs, and I can just input a spreadsheet of names, and now it's going to change and reconstruct my face to be a different name at the front of the video.
But that's not genuine.
But here's the thing, realtors will use that as something that is genuine. So that's using a technology in a way, thinking you can scale, and all it's doing is degrading your brand.
Yes.
Right? And I'm not to plug your book again, but I'm plugging the book again. The talk
Thank
about
you.
brand in here, and the fact is, if I can just sum up, because I read a little bit last night before I passed out.
Okay.
The idea is that the branding part of it, you're earning the right to sell them something. You're earning the right to have a conversation about something that you're selling. Am I far? Am I on base? Yeah.
Right on track.
Okay, awesome, cool, man. Yeah, I love it. But that's like the point here. How am I going to earn your trust if I'm using AI to be someone that I'm not? How am I going to earn your trust if I have someone running my social media? How am I going to earn my trust if I have somebody like I don't know too much about companies that run people's social and everything. If I'm just putting up stats and pictures and memes and there's no human behind it, how am I earning your trust, man?
Can I continue? That was
Ready.
man.
And the ball's in your court. And go.
Got it. All right, I'm about to shoot it. Let's see, like I'm Steph Curry, like Bob Tompkins said. So here's what I do: scalable aspect. The first road I'll take is when companies or personal brands scale too fast. I believe in the laws of physics. I believe if something comes up very fast, it will go down very fast.
I've seen it.
That's good.
Right? I don't know if that's in my book, but it should be.
That was good.
I'll make an edit.
Yeah.
Thank you. So
Sales without selling, right?
bam, selling without selling.
Done. Yeah.
So you see something go up very fast and it will go down very fast. I highly believe it. I've seen it with Pokemon Go. I call it the Pokemon Go effect.
Okay.
That's my own little thing, which I don't know if
Were
they'll-
you a fan of Pokemon Go?
Wait, but tell me
for
more.
like 2
what
weeks.
does that mean?
That means it was a fad for 2 weeks,
Yep.
and then it died down. And for the Pokemon Go lovers, Pokemon lovers, let's call them, they're on that thing. They still love it. I mentioned the Pokemon Go effect a few months ago to someone. I'm like, oh, it's a Pokemon Go effect. Like they knew what I was talking about. They're like, what do you mean? I love Pokemon. I still have that shit to now. Like I'm still playing that. Like, okay, one person out of a lot. But same thing, Clubhouse. I was
Come and gone.
I will tell you the very quick story, not to because I want to continue going. My mind is like running a
Dude,
mile
I'm with you.
an hour.
Go ahead.
Someone texted me on January 2nd of 2022 or 2023 when this thing became a thing. 2023, I think. And they texted me saying, "Yo, are you on Clubhouse?" And I said, "I have no idea what this is." This was after New Year's, not hungover. And I got that text. I'm like, "No, I don't know what that is." Next day, January 3rd, another person texted me the link. Said, "Yo, are you on Clubhouse yet?" I said, "No, but you're now the second person that told me about this." Later that same day, another person hits me in the Instagram message, says, "Clubhouse, did you hear of it?" I said, "Okay, this thing, I have to look into it because now I'm getting approached way too many times." January 4th, I said, "This thing is going to die." Because it came so fast to my attention that I knew it was going to die that fast too. I made the prediction, as I usually do, and I knew it was going to die down. And where are the Clubhousers now? I'm not seeing too many of them. Threads, same thing,
Yeah.
right? Like, let's be realistic for a second. So that's one component of this thing. As fast as something goes up, it goes down. So next thing, the reason why I think I've personally built up such a personal brand and why, I'm connecting with others is because I am connecting at a level where not many others are willing to invest to connect with others. So instead of, Drew, you follow me on Instagram. I see that you come in as a follower. And I don't acknowledge you, and I don't say anything, and I see you liking my stuff. Many people, they do this, I know they do this, is they ignore you and just move on about their day. I see a follower come in, or a comment, or a message, and I will go out of my way to make sure that I go and reach out to that person. There's a point to this. And I reach out to that person in a way of saying, "Drew, thank you so much for your follow. I appreciate your love and support so much. If there's anything in the world that I can do for you, I will do my absolute best to try to do so. I might not be in your area, but I will do my best. And by the way, hopefully it's not, too cold in Canada." I look where they're located.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
I hope it's not too cold, but nonetheless, awesome to connect with you. Chat soon. And so that, I'm sorry to say, but is not scalable. You cannot truly put some sort of AI on that type of personable approach because of how much, what is it, dilution? It's not dilution. It's being diluted, this scalability component that everyone's trying to do a lot as quick as possible. And I just don't see longevity in that for much longer. So that personable approach that I just showed you an example of, that will always be my tactic. That is absolutely in that book. And that will never die, and that is why I am going to be others, because they are not personable.
I love that. I couldn't agree more. And I was so waiting. I'm like sitting over here going, please tell me he's going to talk about where they're from, right? Because then I would be like, oh, is it going to talk about, hey, I saw that you have 2 kids. That's crazy. I don't even know what that's like. Anyway, it makes somebody feel valued. Do you know how many people just want to feel valued? Do you know how many people just want to run their mouth and talk? And what you've done is you've given them that. And now, wow. Thank you.
Just like you are for us today.
Thank you. You're giving us a chance to run our mouth. Thank you.
That's what I'm here for.
And we appreciate you for it.
Okay, so so if you think scalable, you think hundreds, thousands, whatever. But even still, if you do that to 50, 100, I mean, how many people are in your lead? If you don't mind me asking, how many people are in your lead? There's so many. I'm
sure
you can't do it to all of them, right?
You can't do it to all.
How do you decide who to do it for?
You know what though? I'm not
manage?
to interrupt. Gary V. Well, if he was sitting here right now, he'd be like, "Bullshit. You can do it to all of them." That's what he would say.
And run
You sound like Gary V.
But he wouldn't he?
Totally say that.
He would sit here and be like, "I'm on the plane, I'm on the train, whatever, and I'm spending the day in the dirt responding to messages." He said, "Now, what do you think about this? If you can't respond to all 30, let's say 30,000 people, let's say you only get to 500, but let's say out of those 500, the message is so personally impactful, right? You like the Devils. Well, I'm so sorry for you, right? What are you, a Michigan fan too? Come on. But these things though, if I were to send an impactful message like that, all of a sudden now I've created such impact with you that there are ripples, right? You are going to go tell 7 to 12 people about, wow, Drew was so impactful in this message. Thank you. Those type of things matter.
So you're cool with throwing jabs too.
Oh, Yeah.
But in
Wait,
video, right?
wait.
So they understand that it's a
Wait, can
joke.
we go on a funny jab that I threw last week? So they had me in Michigan, and I fucking hate Michigan. I'll put that on the record, man. It's the fucking worst place ever. Right? I'm an Ohio State grad. I played ball at Ohio State. Right? Michigan won the last 2 years because they're fucking cheaters. Right? And I will say that. So here I go in Detroit. Right? First time, pretty cool. I did it was like a packed movie theater. I did a movie theater presentation, and like I walk in, and like I make a Michigan joke. I'm in Detroit. These are all Michigan fans, and I don't give up. You know, whatever. I'm Ohio State, right? I almost wore an Ohio State jersey in there because I have to rep the whole time. And like, dude, the fire of they were so angry. But here's the cool part. When we finished, like they come up to me, they're like, hey man, oh dude, thank you, did such a great job. It was so great. Thank you so much. Oh man, and hey, it's gonna be a good game this year, Ohio State, Michigan. And I'm like, you're probably gonna lose. So it doesn't matter that I'm throwing jabs because we're still cool. Do you see what I'm saying? I opened up a lane. People complain and like each other more over shit that they don't like versus things that we do like. Feel me? I'm not sitting here with him waiting for the 6 train going, oh, look, it's on time. This is gonna be great. Instead, we're sitting here going, God damn it, where is that fucking train? It's not here. It's 20 minutes late again.
That's right.
Yeah, anyway.
Shit happened to me last week.
Dude, man, tell me about it, right?
and
God, now I'm fucking sweating. Look at me, dude. Are you on Wall Street too?
Oh, yeah,
God,
for
you
sure.
don't have a soul. Neither do I. All right, cool. Right? And like, this is how we're bonding.
I was looking for a Tesla maybe 4 years ago. I'm thinking, you know what, I want to buy a Tesla. It's this new popular thing, whatever. Okay, so I'm looking into it. I go onto YouTube and I start searching 17 reasons why I love my Tesla. 4 reasons or the best things about the Tesla. I love my Tesla and here's why. 14 reasons why I hate my Tesla. What do you think I clicked on?
14 reasons you hate your Tesla.
And I watched the whole 26 minutes of it. And I was so involved and invested. I'm like, this girl, she hates the door, she hates this, she hates the electrical, the weight. I don't know if I'm ready for it. But I watched, man, and I consumed, and I took in that person that I never knew before.
Retention.
I never saw her, but dude, that's the word, that's the direction that today is, I'm just sorry to say, but that's the way people are taking in conversations nowadays.
Yeah.
Like the thing that you shouldn't like, I should. I'm kind of interested now.
Yeah, tell me more. Tell me more. Why do you hate that?
Yeah, 4 reasons why you should not move to Somerville, New Jersey. And,
Right.
And, oh, well, that's going to be clicked on, right? 'Cause
Is that content
I wanna
you've
know.
actually like made?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in there, I started off saying, today, I'm going to tell you 4 reasons why you should not move to Somerville, New Jersey. And as a realtor, I should probably not be telling you all those things, but you know what? I'm going to. So
Sure.
let's dive
Why not?
into it. And I dive in. That was my like shameless plug. Like, I'm a realtor, but here's why I'm going to do what realtors usually do. I'm not going to do that. And that's usually what gets people's attention today. Doing the complete opposite. We're in an ass backwards world now.
Yes.
And that's what I meant when I said that. I don't even know how long we're into this thing now, but like 20 minutes ago, I was like, yo, you have to change up your approach with how people receive information.
100%. You know, and I don't know why, but this just keeps popping in my head. Like, I love starting these off. Look, this might not be for you. This might not be for you. And then all of a sudden,
Like, wait, why not?
right? Exactly, and that's the natural human response, right? Like, or when you say things like that, or like, "Hey, just do me a favor. Can you do me a small favor?" You're gonna go, "Yeah, sure." Like, "Hey, man, can you do me a small favor?"
I see what you mean.
And all of a sudden, I could be like, "I want you to go run naked in the street," but you're gonna do it anyway. Well, you're not gonna do it, but you're gonna say, "I'll do the favor for you." Like Ed, can you do me a small favor when we leave?
Yeah, sure.
Exactly. He said yes, sir. He doesn't even know what the favor
I
is.
don't know what it is yet.
But he said, "Yeah, sure."
I'm gonna feel bad if I let him down.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
That's
oh, now
actually
you got me.
true. Right? If I was like, all right, dude, well, look, we're going to go streaking on this high school football field across the street. We're both going to need good cops good lawyers because we're going to get arrested.
That's right, yeah.
But the point is, like, people, like, what you say matters and how you say it matters. Like, well, okay, I'm going to tell you 4 reasons you probably shouldn't move here. I'm a realtor. I shouldn't be saying this, but I'm going to tell you, if you like big houses, but then here's the thing, it has to be authentic.
Yes.
It can't be one of those videos where it's like, I'm going to give you 10 reasons why you shouldn't move here. Number 1, if you like big houses with big lawns, you shouldn't move here. Number 2, if you like money, oh man, you should. No, like it's got to be real. If you're going to be real the whole time.
True.
Right? Is that what you did in your video? Okay, I'm just making sure. I'm like, just hold on. I haven't watched this video yet.
No, I think in the video that I did about the Somerville one, I moved there. I did because I love the town so much. And I ended the video with, by the way, regardless of the reasons that I told you not to move here, like there's multiple reasons why you should.
Yeah.
It's a great town. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Right back. And I have another video explaining why I do. So check that one out.
Okay.
That's how I ended it. But in the video, I talked about the flooding that happens there. So I talk about it like, hey, I wish I knew that this area gets flooded.
Oh, dude, that's so good.
It's true. It's real. I talk about it. And now people are thinking, if I were to move there, like, this is the guy to go to. He straight up told me something that no one else will tell me. Because realtors usually tell you, this place is the best place on the planet Earth. I love this backyard. It's amazing. Oh, your kids, they're 2 years old. Oh, no, Main Street is okay, living on a main street. Oh, the cars, that's okay. Oh, it's a great place. Sales, no, don't strive away from sales for a second. Understand the situation. You have 2 kids? Got it. Main Street? No. I'm like, I'll be honest. This house, not for you. I know you like it. I get it, John and Mary. I get it. But little Susie is going to be hit by a car if you really do see her playing soccer. Do you really want that? Oh, that's a good point. Okay, great. Next.
But if I'm an agent, I'm just gonna take this and make this into an agent video because it'd be hilarious. Like, what if you did that video and you said, like, if you have little Susie who's going to be playing soccer, she may be hit by a car, and then all of a sudden cut, and it's like, hey, my name's Drew. I am a life insurance representative. I sell life insurance for kids, and this is a great reason why you should have at least $2 million on your child. Anyway, back to you. Like, that's
terrible.
But that is so the way they look at it, right?
Yeah, that's funny.
Like,
oh, shit.
I'm sorry, that just hit me. I had to because that'd be so stupid.
Creativity rolls. Let it roll.
It'd be so stupidly funny. Like, I love the idea of being honest. And let's just bring this back to you, right? I dare you, I challenge you to tell these realtors not to work with you. I dare you.
Yeah, I do already.
Because do they need it? Yeah, well, okay,
When
look,
they're beginning,
subjectively
no.
speaking, yes.
When they're beginning, no, because they have their phone.
Exactly. So I think what you should do is take the stance that Tyler has and take the stance that almost everyone else in that room has. All I need is my phone and I need creativity. That's it. So now all the content, everything you're putting out, your pillars are all about how do I help you be more creative? Because to that same point that he just did, they're going to be like, this guy's so good. He doesn't even need our business. All he's doing is telling us not to use him. And then when they sit in this room, the same way you just looked at him, they're going to look at you that same way. They're going to be like, wow, he's legit. That's so cool. Can I do a 12-month podcast package? And can we throw in all the bells and whistles? Because they're going to trust you.
Yeah, the trust has to be built.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like the sales approaches and sales tactics have changed so much over the years. Today, it's no more of this whole, hey, I'm just following up. You have to do it in such a way where you're hitting them with so much value right between the eyes, where they can't say no. It'll be hard for them to turn it down. They'll be coming to you and saying, I need this, That's my point to that whole thing. This world has changed up a little bit. We're in an era where you have to do things a little bit different, where people think like, ooh, how much different? Well, sometimes a lot different, something to really tweak the interest even more. Because now, salesmen can sniff a salesman from miles away. Mm-hmm. I smell where you're going with this one, Some clients are the same way. They understand. Oh, it's Drew calling again. He just wants to follow up. But if it's something valuable and Drew's hitting me with like a coaching package, for example, like if Drew hits me with yo, listen, Ed, I saw that you were doing this thing. Honestly, one of my other students, Eric, he did the same shit 3 years ago. Let me tell you, if you're going to do this, do that, and do this and do that, use this software. It'll probably help you out with the thing you're doing. By the way, here's a contact. I don't know if that'll help by any chance, but nonetheless, I'm watching. I'm paying attention. Much love, brother. Fuck, or like I can't ignore that. One, because I'll be a jerk, and two, like you just gave me something. You're the go-to guy for that something. Okay, all right, I'll have it on the back burner just in case. And then all of a sudden, dude, the one photographer, I'll end it on this, and then you go. The videographer, his name is Batuhan.
Yes, I spoke about it. He's
You
awesome.
did?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So I talk to everyone in the industry.
Check
on
that
my
out.
side.
Worlds just collided.
Batu's awesome.
I love
He's
it.
actually supposed to come here. He I'm still waiting for your response, Batu.
Come on now.
Yeah, you got to come.
He just got
through, bro.
married.
I know. I saw.
congrats.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
He was at Real Social
The pictures
yesterday.
were.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, the guy in the green. He was with
Yeah, I saw that.
So
we
he's
peed
my-
next to each other. Yeah.
Bonding.
So Batu, short Batu, he fills out a Calendly link on my one-on-one. He gets on a call with me. We start talking, and he hits me with the whole sales approach, you know? And like I sniffed it. I'm like, dude, I thought this was going to be a different call.
Wait,
And
is this the first time you guys
the
are
first
like,
time ever?
interacting?
Yes.
Oh, this is good. Wait, okay.
Oh yeah, the first time ever. He fills out a Calendly link, so I get this request in my email, Batuhan, and he says something about real estate. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe this is an attraction call, or maybe this is a recruiter, or this is a sales, or I don't know, but like I'm interested. So all right, we get on a call, and now he's in this nice suit, and he's like sitting down. He's like, oh, hello, nice to meet you. He's from Turkey, so he's got the accent and all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's going on, bud? Like, hey, let's chat. And he's like, dude, so I have the sales and this and that. And the whole conversation went to him trying to like almost bait and switch me. It went from, this is what I'm going to talk about, but I'm actually really going to hit you with this. And I sniffed it. And then towards the end of the call, I'm like, we got so vulnerable and so cool with one another, just like you and I are now. And I'm like, dude, like, I'm like you. Like, you're like me. I wasn't in a suit that day. I was in my hoodie. And he got so cool with me for a second. He's like, dude, I'm in my shorts. And he gets up. And I start laughing. And I'm like, right there, what you just did is what earned my trust with you.
Oh, I love that.
And because of that, I am never going to forget this interaction. A week later, my photographer at the time bailed out. Couldn't do my photo shoot. I had 2 listings in a day. I called Batu. I'm like, Batu, you're the first one on my mind. Can you come help? He's like, I'll be there in an hour. And he showed up. He did my photos. He did them for free. And he's like, dude, anything you need from here on out, I got you. Just help me push my vision. Bro, like,
Mic drop.
man, like he showed me such a vulnerable approach that I'm sorry, but the salesperson he was in the beginning of that call was not the one he ended it with. And because the one he ended it with is what actually got me to work with him.
Can we just unpack that, man?
Let's unpack.
Like, this is what I geek out about. This is like if you were to go to a Broadway show, right? And it starts off and it sucks.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there going, oh my God, this is just so bad. But by the time you leave, you're like, that was the best show ever. Because it did the same thing. It took you, the audience, from a place of going, this is terrible, oh my God, things are falling apart, to going, oh my God, that was amazing. You set the expectation, things are on the ground, and then all of a sudden things start picking up, and then it hits key points that resonate with you. Like, this is a model that can be replicated over and over and over and over again. Now, why do I say that? I'm
You
not
think
saying
it should be replicated?
Listen, I'm not saying this from an inauthentic place. I'm saying this from a place of strategically understanding what makes people act the way they do. Right? If I understand now in this conversation that you viewed Batu in the way he talked to you, you're like, oh my God, this guy, I can sniff out a sale.
Business.
Right?
Yes. Very
So,
business.
so if you understand that and you understand that that dynamic exists, well, now you can use that to your advantage. Right? And you'll be able to, at the end of the day, all I want to do is get you to a place where you have an authentic conversation. Right? So I'm very much the person that will call out something that I'm seeing the second I'm seeing it. So if I'm in a conversation with somebody and they're trying to sell me, the second I will go and I'll say, wait, I just want to, you're trying to sell me. I'm not going to close, man. I like you. I want you to go close somebody else. And I'll hang up, right? Which could be my detriment. I should keep the conversation going. But understanding that that dynamic exists and that it can be flipped around, especially on things like Lunch Club. You ever use Lunch Club? You've never used Lunch Club?
No, what's that?
Have you used Lunch Club?
I don't know what that is.
Have you? Has it, nobody? You got all these. You got all these people here again. Lunch Club. I think it's lunchclub.io. It came about during the pandemic. Hooks up to your LinkedIn. You tell it what you want, who you want to meet for business development, networking, find a founder, etc. Where you are, and if you want to meet people all around the country, it then goes, uses its algorithm, creates a meeting, puts it on your calendar with a video chat link, and then you get to talk to someone.
Does this help you find your significant other as well?
No, I found her. I actually did find her
Wait,
on,
are you
on
looking?
Tinder.
I'm looking.
I found her on Tinder. I'm not gonna lie, I really did.
I'm just asking. Maybe this could be used for significant. Anyway.
But like, here's my thing: if I'm on this call and I know that this person is like, oh, they're trying to sell me, I'm gonna start popping out the questions. So like, what's one thing you can't stop talking about? And see if we can get to a place where we actually relate to each other, right?
And if not?
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Okay. So if you guys get into a conversation and it's very stale, there's no connection at all, do you just like stop answering after they respond something that you just really can't answer to?
I love it.
Do you like to end it?
No, I love that Ryan. So Ryan, I call him Rai. We're like best friends. So like Rai, he was like, Drew, here's what I do to get out of conversations. He's like, oh my God, I would love to stay here. I am so sorry I have to leave. I'm so sorry. I have something I have to go do right now. It just came through on my phone. I watched that in one of his social posts a couple years ago.
Nice.
I don't know why I'm whispering.
He
But
sent it to you personally, though.
yeah. Oh, it was a text to me. Yeah. Absolutely. But that's the point, right? That's a good way to eat. I'm so sorry. I would love it. This conversation's going great. I have to jump for something else. And now anyone who's watching this,
They
will be
know.
like,
They're gonna
motherfucker. That's why Drew gets off the call with me all the time.
It's okay. I got one of those too. I answer the phone.
What's yours?
Hey, listen, I got 2% on my left phone on my left. Left on
left
phone.
on my battery.
Left on my
Yeah,
battery.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
it hangs
that's
up
a
on
good
me.
one.
It's the battery.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
battery.
that's a
sorry,
good one.
sorry.
Dude, that's like the old when like you're like, hold on. I've got static. Right? It's the same idea.
I say 2%. What's going on? Just hit me with what you got to, like just quick. Because there's a whole, sometimes it's so awkward. I love my attorney because every time I call him, he never says, hey, what's going on? How are you? No, I answer. He's like, all right, this is what's going on. And he just dives right into it. I love that. So it's good. But yeah, anyway.
So can I cracked up a couple of minutes ago because my ADD kicked in. But like for our book tour, when we do selling without selling, I'm already looking at this book.
Okay.
Let's you and I go to a bunch of car dealerships and like just act like we're looking to buy a car. And every time we sniff out someone trying to sell us, we just go, and then we run away. And then we go to another one, right? And we're just picking out people who are trying to sell us. Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Was this maybe funnier in my head? This could have been funnier in my head.
We're going to be running around a lot.
You like that idea? Right? It could be funny.
Our
Okay.
salesmen,
All right.
they're good
Look,
at
I'm
selling.
shooter's mentality. I shoot my shot.
That's it.
Right?
That's it.
That works.
That's funny.
So I want to recap a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Just so that way, because at
Yeah,
the
we
end of the
talked
day,
a
I
lot.
do want to.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
If they watch this, I want it to be actual valuable and then actionable, right?
Yeah.
So first things first, I think we need genuine connections with people. Finding shoes, glasses, whatever, that quick rapport is really important, and it being genuine, right? Also, if it's not in person, if it's over the phone, hey, do the video, right? Video messaging, that's awesome too. Then once you have that rapport, never sell your services directly. Always ask questions, right? And they're genuine questions. And then that will eventually lead to reciprocation and then maybe possibly lead to a sale, but we're never aiming for a sale. Is that accurate? And then, yeah, I think just, am I missing anything?
Solid recap. No. Personability, being personable, not forgetting that. Like
What does that mean? Personable. How do you mean
So,
personable?
okay, so let's talk online, offline. Online, we already discussed it. We already tapped into that aspect of sending video messages to one. Hey, Mike, what's going on? Dude, hope you're having a good day. Hope your kids are okay. Listen, if there's, right? One.
Yeah.
Second, let's call it offline, could be a letter that I write to you, handwritten letter that I write to you and
AI
send it to you.
handwritten?
No.
I'm joking.
This thing right here.
Yeah, exactly.
This thing right here. Where's my pen?
You got
I
a
pulled-
pen?
I pulled this thing out and I write you an actual letter and I say, "Hey, Mike, what's going on? I hope you're well." Dude, I mean, like back in the days, my dad said when he went into the
That's how you find
military.
a lady, by the way.
Say it
The
again?
letter. That's how you find a lady. Is the,
Just love, yeah, like, exactly. Oh, and that's my point. Is that my dad was writing letters to my mom, right?
No
When-
way.
Oh, for sure. When he was in the military,
People
like,
write
he was
letters
writing
to
letters
you.
and all that stuff. At that moment, he was, again, my background. Not to go too far off tangent. Sorry, my parents are from Slovakia, so that's why you might hear an accent because that was my first language I learned. But anyway, in Slovakia, it was communist era. So back then, my dad had to go to the military, far away from home, and the only way to really communicate with mom at the moment, when they were still in the dating phases, was writing letters to each other. And then eventually, it transitioned into, we have one call and one call only. And I remember my mom was saying that there were nights when my mom came home after a long day of school or what it was, and the family gathered around to make a call to someone. And they all took turns to make that call to that person. And my dad, my grandma went to my dad. She was like, "Hey, you got to talk to my daughter." And it was wow, that right there is so old school. But also, if you bring that old school to today, which is not a normal thing, it makes people say that's unique. Not unique, it's just old, but it worked. So the letters, that's my point to this whole thing, is if you write letters, it's that's a good method. He took time out of his day to write that to me. He loves me, he cares for me, he's
thinking about
invested.
me.
He's
That's
thinking about
it's
me.
in Keller Williams' book, right? He says to, you know what I'm talking about? Keller
The one
Williams.
thing?
I forgot what it is. It's like a red
Millionaire
book.
real estate agent.
Yeah. Yeah, I read through it, right?
Very
And they're like,
thorough.
listen, you should send out 5 letters a day, just postcards to clients thinking, hey, I'm thinking about you. Just wanted to let you know. Why don't you combine some of the digital world in it too? Hey, I saw on Facebook that your daughter just won the softball championship. Dude, that's amazing. You got a slugger right there.
Yeah.
Anyway, just thinking about you.
Yeah.
Hope all's well.
So different.
Peace.
I had an agent in Florida that I was looking to partner up with our brokerage, and I've been working with her for a bit. She had a lot of interest, and long story short, I was like, how can I do this different? How can I follow up with her in a way where it's going to intrigue her as opposed to push her away?
Yeah.
And so I knew she had daughters that played volleyball. And so I said, okay, I want to follow up with her in a way where I want to work with her, but I don't want to keep following up and, hey, how's life? So I went online, and I know her daughters love Wildcats, right? So I think Wisconsin Wildcats volleyball team. So I went on eBay, and I found some memorabilia, something from Wildcats, right? And I found a shoe, signed shoe by one of the players there. I bought the shoe for $130 or whatever it was. One shoe, damn it. Why not just give me 2? Gave me 1. They mailed the shoe to me. I took the shoe. I wrote a letter. And in the letter, I wrote to her, as I sent it to her, and she unpackaged it. She opened it, and she sent me a video of her. She's like, Ed, this was awesome. And in the letter said, hey, Nikki. Much love to Nikki. I said, hey, Nikki, I'm just trying to get my foot in the door with you to do some work,
Oh, foot in the door with this. Oh, man, I'm so excited you shared that story. That's
Fun.
awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
Like,
Dude.
different. Like, come on. I went out of my way for that one. You think I got her attention? I learned that because of Ryan Serhan's whole thing of how he tried to get a developer. He bought him a bookshelf, sent it to him, and then sent him a book, I think every month, to put on
On the bookshelf.
Dude, I'm like, oh, I love that.
It's so out of the box creative and fun.
Ready for another one? I did it with a developer. So I got into this whole apartment complex thing, and I want to work with more developers that are, building these buildings, and I'm going to be renting them out. So I came across these guys, and we met with them a few times. But I'm like, how the hell, what do I follow up with them a 7th time for a 7th meeting now? Nah. I sent them a tie, and on the tie, I put my Orbis Group logo, our team logo, and their logo. I sent them the tie, and in the letter, I wrote, hey, let's tie the knot in 2023.
Oh, man, you make me so happy right now. These are amazing. They're so good. And?
We didn't get it. We didn't get it. But they remembered us.
Dude,
You
whatever.
shot that shot.
Dude, you shot your shot.
Shot the shot.
Shooter's mentality.
That's it.
Oh, that's so good, man. One thing I made we've been talking over an hour.
Yeah, I want to. Like,
Hey,
you
I
guys
just
good?
want to. Yeah, I'm good.
was
Yeah.
good.
Okay,
Hey,
good.
I'm super curious. You got all this stuff going on, man. Why'd you write a book? Like, tell me the background story and the why.
Honestly, I always wanted to do something different. At the time when I was writing it, I was 26, I think. I just turned 30 in February, so like I said, I want to be an author in my 20s. If I could become an author and throw that on my list of things,
Yes, sir.
that would be pretty cool and impressive. And it shows that I am not like every other 20-year-old. And it took me 3 years to finally get my poop in a group, let's call it, and get this all going. So I'm like, now I can say it. Now I feel like I've built up enough credibility and enough, part of it is how to build a personal brand that attracts millions and gets you seen. I've gotten seen now. I've brought well over millions of dollars, likes and views and stuff on social media. So now I've proven what I wanted to write this book about. Now I feel like I can launch it. I don't want to just be that person that, I sold one house. I have a coaching course, like, no, let me sell for a little bit. Like, let me see if it works. So I've been in real estate now for 8 years. It works. All that stuff that I wrote in the book, like, it's stuff that actually works for me and gets me seen. It gets me exposure. Just me walking in and you saying, oh, dude, I've seen your stuff. Like, fucking music to my ears. Like, thank you. And seriously, thank you for your love. I truly do appreciate it. Like, it tells me, okay, I'm doing something right. So let me tell others how they can do the same thing. So
let me say this. You're on the street in New York City.
yeah.
Okay. You've got less than 4 seconds. Someone's walking up to you. You gave them the book. What's the one thing you want them? How do you want them to feel? What do you want them to take away from this book?
How to build their personal brand in the right way in today's era. That's really it. Like it's nothing fancy schmancy. It's not no secrets, nothing of that sort. It's a lot of logical things that people already know they just don't do. So here, in 4 seconds, this book is going to help you change your personal brand and get you seen in the right ways.
Love it.
Yeah. For the folks at home, where can they find this book?
On Amazon.
Nice.
That's cool to say now.
Right?
It's
I got
cool
a
to
couple
say,
on
dude.
Amazon.
That's really cool. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Amazon, expose yourself. And I might have put out a post out there on my
Saw it,
Instagram that
yeah.
was a little
Exposing.
A little exposing.
They had to Photoshop some stuff out because it was just like, oh no. It was
too exposed.
Yeah, it was too exposed.
Oh, listen, that's what gets people to talk about. You know,
Agreed.
and the interaction that we just had in that 2 seconds. Like people are like, "Oh, that's off colored," and someone like, "That's genius."
Exactly.
Talk about it.
I
Expose
love
yourself.
it. I love it. And the fact that you're not afraid to take that jump, because you generally don't know the way it's going to be received until you do it. So like just having that faith.
Shoot the shot.
I don't mind.
that's
It's one
the
life.
shot.
I live it how I want it. Yes, that's fucking like. Don't tell me how to live my. I want to live it this way. I'm gonna be 90 years old, gray and dying in my bed. You know, I was like, fuck it. This life was epic. I wrote a book. I inspired people. I had fun with Drew on a show, and Mike.
It's your one life.
Dude, I traveled the world. I did this. I did that. I put a smile on people's faces. I made them feel good, happy, sad, emotional, laugh, this, that. What a life.
That's it, man. That's my thing. If you can make someone laugh, you have changed their life. Period.
Yeah, you do. You're good at that.
Period. You make someone laugh, change their life.
Yeah.
Because they don't get to look at their life anymore. They look at yours and like, haha, life's not that serious. Let's laugh a little bit.
That's it. I love that. I love talking to you guys.
Dude, this was fun.
Yeah.
This
You
is a
guys
lot
are
of fun. I
awesome.
was not ready for this to be this long, but this is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it
This is
either.
dope.
But I feel like there was real value that was
Yeah.
that's going to be portrayed, and people can actually take steps and implement it in their own lives. Do you guys have anything coming up? Anything where people can like reach you? Anything like that?
Go ahead.
This is my thing I've been working on for a long time. Expose yourself on Amazon. So I want to keep pushing the work out there and inspire others.
Love it. Coming up, I'm leading a panel for something called AI Unleashed. Union County, we're talking about how to use AI in small businesses.
When's that?
Tuesday of next week.
Tuesday of next week.
Yeah.
Where can they get more information on that?
If you just Google AI Unleashed Union County, and it should pop right up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Dude,
What are you working on?
Yeah, that's a great question.
working on this
That's
studio.
fascinating.
I'm working on this studio. I'm trying to get it fully fleshed out, and then just honestly hang out with you guys more and more people like you. That's it. It's just and then just spread the word because that's it, man.
How can we help you make that happen?
By coming more often and bringing your friends.
Bring your friends.
Done.
That's
Done.
it.
Done. We'll spread the word.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the easiest part of our job right there. Spread the word.
And then my job is just to capture it and then just show the world. You know.
If I can add, dude, I love adding these things. So I've referred you, what, 2 or 3 people now?
Yes. Thank you so much,
I'm just going to
by
keep
the way.
opening those floodgates too, because here's my thing. I've worked in Madison Avenue, right? I've worked with creatives. It's been majority of my career. Do you know the good ones have the biggest egos? And when I find the ones that don't, and they're good people, I give them. I'm happy to tell other people, like, I don't want to refer an ego guy to someone who's like my friend, right? But I'm so happy to put like you two in touch because you do great work. You're super creative and you don't have the ego behind it. So props to you, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, no, you guys are awesome. I don't want to take any of the spotlight. You guys are fantastic. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for even just showing up and telling your story to everyone.
Dude, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
That's how we cut it. That's
Boom.
it. Boom.